Sorry about that, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to tonight's live. Welcome to Titanium Bill. It's weird having my sign back on. We've been on the other channel the last 2 days. So yeah, it's a little different being over on this channel. You guys can't see, but I've decorated with some bunnies. And then I have this pillow right here. This is supposed to be an Easter egg. It's more of a circle, but the dogs took it. They already have it. So yeah, Saturday Night Live. Yeah. I like to say I'm shocked, but I'm not. I mean, I'm shocked about that, but I'm not shocked that he's in some more trouble. But yeah, I heard that people been not very happy with him, as they should be. As they should be. So I'm glad people are taking this serious and they're not just, most of the people are taking this serious, except for some people in my comment section. Woo! Someone in they were ruthless over there. I thought I was in TikTok land. Usually it's TikTok where they're like, they come at you, but nope, 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 nope. Can happen on the YouTubes too. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. We are going to go over some cases tonight, some different, just different case updates that we haven't covered in a while. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 up. We'll probably go over about 4 of them, maybe a little bit more, because sometimes they don't take that long to give you an update. But we do cover a lot of cases on the channel, so I was like, well, we might as well do a channel up or a case update, not a channel update, a case update. So we will start. I'll actually start over here somewhere. And none of my tabs are where they need to be. Let's start with Ashley Buzzard. What has she been up to? Well, she hasn't been coming out of her jail cell, I'll tell you that. I can find the. So this is the one where she doesn't appear for the second time. She doesn't want to come out. She doesn't want to be seen, I guess. Handsome judge. Can't say that. Can't say he's not. But I thought I'd pull up this. There's a new picture of her, new motion delays. Progress in Buzzard child homicide case. And this came out March 18th, so this is pretty new. It says updated on March 19th. Look at her. She don't look like she's doing too good, She might probably misses her wigs. Maybe that's what it is. Because she doesn't miss her daughter. Allegedly. But the child homicide case of Ashley Lynn Buzzard was continued Wednesday during a short hearing as attorneys work through a newly filed defense motion that could affect what evidence is allowed in the case. The 6-minute proceeding, so short, took place in Santa Barbara County Superior Court in Lompoc before Judge Stephen Dunkel. Buzzard was physically present in the courtroom for the first time since January 21st. At the outset, Dunkel reminded those in the courtroom and on Zoom that no audio or video recording is permitted and that still photos cannot show Buzzard in restraints or include members of the audience. I wonder if someone's done something previous. The judge previously addressed concerns about members of the public shouting at Buzzard during earlier proceedings and ordered that such disruptions not occur. Yeah, you can't do that. Was JLR there? I mean, because he does like to yell at criminals, Buzzard 47, the irony. Buzzard 40 is charged with first-degree murder in the 2025 shooting death of her 9-year-old daughter, Melody Buzzard, during a cross-country trip. She has pled not guilty and remains in custody without bail. Public defender Erica Sutherland appeared on Buzzard's behalf, substituting for public defender Adrian Galvin. Oh, I wouldn't like that. Deputy District Attorney Jordan Lockley represented the prosecution. So her public defender wasn't available, so someone else stood in their place. I feel some type of way. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Marybeth. Hey, Colleen. Welcome in, guys. I would feel some type of way about that. But I'm not a murderer, so allegedly. So it says during Wednesday's hearing, Sutherland said she filed a motion Tuesday seeking to challenge a search warrant tied to the case. Known as a motion to quash or traverse, the request asked the court to either invalidate the warrant entirely or review whether it was based on accurate and sufficient information. Prosecutors initially raised concerns about how the motion was filed, but then said they were no longer objecting provided the documents remained sealed. The filing includes materials related to search warrants that are already protected from public release. Okay, well, I guess we can't see them. The judge then raised a procedural question about timing, specifically whether the motion must be heard during the preliminary hearing where a judge determines if there's enough evidence for the case to proceed to trial or if it could be considered beforehand. Sutherland argued the motion can be heard in advance. Prosecutors did not take a firm position on timing during the brief exchange. Because the motion was only recently filed, Dunkel said he had not yet reviewed it and had scheduled a future hearing to address both the motion and the timing issue. You haven't read it. What recently? What do you mean recently filed? Like what's recent to you, sir? I mean, Mr. Handsome Judge, because if this was filed like a couple days, you have a couple days to read. You can read it. You can read it. The case was continued to April 1st for that purpose. So April Fools, what's going on with April 1st? Sorry, there's like, there we go. I had like a piece of hair from my head and my eyelashes. That wasn't cool. It says Lockie also noted she is beginning a separate jury trial in Santa Maria, expected to last several weeks, and requested scheduling flexibility. Buzzard verbally agreed in court to extend her right to a speedy preliminary hearing, a legal time limit that ensures cases move forward without unique delay or undue delay through the end of May. The extension allows additional time for the motion to be reviewed and argued before the preliminary hearing is set. I guess that's her stand-in attorney. I mean, she looks like she just does not want to be there. I mean, who would want to be in court? But I mean, it's better than being in jail. At least you're up in the court for a minute. A little warmer up there. No lice and stuff. I mean, she's just, I don't even know what that, I don't even know what that would, means. Like, is that a I don't care pose? Is that a I don't want to be here? Is that a my neck hurts and just resting my head there? And do you guys think she kept the bangs out of her wig? I think she kind of did. I don't know. Her hair's growing out, though. Her hair's growing out pretty fast, actually, if you think about it. First time we saw her, remember, it was just little curls. She'd been in there for a minute. I guess these are all the pictures that we're getting because they're not letting filming going on. As long as, they said that they don't get the gallery or get her in restraints. Well, she's not in restraints when she walked in. She does look like she might have lost some weight. I don't know. She does look smaller. But, I mean, do I feel bad? No, not yet. Yeah, she mad. She upset. She don't want to be there. There wasn't a lot of case information. I mean, there's a lot, but I think it's like I was looking through them and I think they're all like vehicle codes or vehicle infractions, except for the ones that we're talking about now, except for, yeah. I'm going to look through some of these. Because, I mean, how many Ashley Buzzards are there out there, right? In Santa Maria. Because, I don't know. It's just there's a lot. Discover Bank, Capital One. Oh, this probably is her. And then another one from Capital One. Okay, so this is all the ones that are on here. I'm gonna go through these one night, or we're gonna go through all these one night. I'm gonna go through and make sure they're all her. But I'm pretty sure that her middle name is Lynn, because this one is her and this one's her. These two up top, I checked those. So I'm not sure if it's Lompoc but I know that Santa Maria is right there. So I don't know if these are all her. I mean, who else would they be? I mean, who else was her name with Ashley with Lee and then Buzzard? I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a very common name. I don't know what KBR Inc. is, but it's under 10,000 collections. Like a lot of these are in collections. Emancipation, 3/13/2002. She was pro se. I mean, wow. Yeah, emancipation of a minor. It was granted. Wait. um, It looks like it was anyway. $199 granted. She got that amount. Wish they'd give us the documents. I don't see where you get the documents on here. Emancipated. Hey, Pearl. Oh my gosh, Casey, you're probably so tired. Hey, Ash. Welcome on in, everybody. We're talking different cases right now. We're on Ashley and Melody Buzzard case. So, I mean, really, who would have that many? I need to find out her birthdays. I'll find that out, and then, but they're not showing the birth date on here, so it has to be the same person in my mind, I would think. But I don't want to say that, and there's another Ashley Buzzard out there because that happened to me the other day. The other day, someone had the same name as me. My name is not like it's not like there's not a lot of, there's nobody with my name. I've never met another person with my name, my exact name. They said that the only difference was this person spelled their last name slightly different. And I was like, what? I was like really shocked. I was shocked. I was like, me? So should check the birthdays. Okay. So I always feel like I look up this case whenever we're covering true crime cases, but I'm ready to see this case go to court. And that's the case of, well, it's not the case of Elijah Vu, but Katrina Barr and Jesse Vang. I wish they'd lock them two up, like really lock them up, put them in prison. They don't need to be in jail anymore. They've been there enough times, or they've been there enough years. I had to look when I looked this up, I couldn't even find anything really like recent. The most recent thing that I could find was, what was it, December 2nd, 2025. So I had to go to Google AI. And I never do that, but I had to for this one. So I'll just give you their new trial or court dates because I know that they had some new court dates coming up because we had done a live like this before not too long ago. It's probably been a couple months, but it's about the same. The update's about the same. The next hearing for both Katrina, which is Elijah Vu's mom, and Jesse Vang, which is her boyfriend. They're expected to appear in court in May 2026 for status conferences, finally. There's no trial dates for either of them as of February 2026. I don't know if they'll ever go to court. I mean, it's going to be one of those cases where it's like 5 years down the freaking line. And we're like, finally, we're going to get justice for this little boy. So no trial dates. Plea offers. I don't know why they did this, but they offered a plea deal to Katrina in June 2025, but details have not yet been publicly disclosed yet. We don't know what the terms of the plea deal was. A plea deal for her? There should be no such thing, in my opinion. I feel like she should she's just as guilty, if not even more guilty. She served her kid up. Here you go. Here's my 3-year-old. Do whatever you want with them. Make him a man. There's not a place in hell that's like bad enough for these two people. Like really, the stuff that they did to that little boy. And then Jesse had Jesse Vang. I still can't find those like 9 pictures of him. I need to find those. They're like 9 of his lineup pictures, and he has a different hairstyle in each one, but it's always this little rat tail in the back. It's the only thing that's funny about this case is his hair. But he pled not guilty to charges including physical abuse of a child, causing death, hiding a corpse, and chronic neglect. He's held on a $500,000 bond. Katrina Barr pled not guilty to charges of chronic neglect of a child resulting in death, neglecting a child, and obstructing an officer. She's held on $400,000 cash bond. They haven't been out of jail since they went in, which is good. Really, Lee? Isn't that crazy? When you meet someone with like the same name, I always think that's so crazy. Especially my name. I'm like, what? My name? Thought I was the only one left. Oh, okay. So I should have put a picture up of Elijah Bill. Oh, that's so little. I don't know why it did me dirty like that. Well, then never mind. Actually, right here. I can just show this. That's this little picture there. Because that one is very little. So they both have pled not guilty. You're just wasting court's time. So the discovery is Elijah's remains were found by a hunter on a private property in Manitowoc County on September 7th, 2024. It was approximately 6 months after he went missing. They found his baby blanket that he had around his little neck that he wore in pictures. And they found that like down the road, but it was pretty far away from him. And to me, that's just like, you're just really, I mean, what else can you do to this little boy, right? You can't even lay him to rest because you killed him, but you can't even lay him there with his blanket. You took his blanket from him. Like, that's all I think about when I think about that blanket. Like, he had that blanket with him. You could tell he loved it in that picture. If you're going to, And another thing I just thought of. Oh, never mind. His kid would have been at school because he has an older kid that's like 13, 16, something like that. And he's autistic, I believe. I know he has something like that. I think it's autism. And he had to help him get ready for school. And he helped him get ready that day, but not Elijah. It's crazy. I know. He was the cutest. He was really cute. Such a cute kid. I can't wait for this trial. We will be streaming it every day. I hope that every day that we can see it. I mean, I hope that it's, I hope Core TV's on it. I hope Law and Crime. I hope all of them remember this case and they go back to it, and they're like, let's videotape this because I want to see 12 cameras in that courtroom like I saw in, Columbus for Michael McKee. Speaking of which, I didn't pull him up. It says Elijah Vu's mother. Oh no, never mind. That's an old article. Never mind. Okay. There was another case I wanted to look up and I forgot which one was it. Oh, we'll go to her next. See if there's anything on Aaliyah Henderson, the woman that was charged with, she's indicted on killing her 2 daughters and partially burying them in suitcases across the road from her house. So she's been indicted. Okay, so that was a day ago. I wanted to see. Okay. We'll see what they say.
This afternoon, a Cleveland mother has now been indicted in the deaths of her 2 children. Aaliyah Henderson is now facing counts of aggravated murder and 6 counts of kidnapping, among other charges. She's accused of killing her 2 girls and burying them in suitcases on Cleveland's east side. Henderson was already arraigned in Cleveland Municipal Court earlier this month. She is currently being held on a $2 million bond. She'll be arraigned in Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court at a later date.
Wow. 6 counts of kidnapping? Oh, these are all people in Ohio, too. Like, I don't know if not Elijah, he's from Manitowoc, Wisconsin, but a lot of the cases we've been covering lately have been from Ohio. I've been stuck in the Ohio algorithm, but I like it. Really, Colleen? I like the name Elijah. It's a beautiful name. And he was a beautiful baby. And I'm sure your grandson is too. You said grandson, right? Yeah, grandchild. Okay. So the person, and I want to, oh man, I hate when they want to charge you to read their article. I'll go to this one, but I wanted to know what they knew. Okay, because I had already read this one. So I don't know if you guys remember Madison Fields, the girl that went missing down from Coleraine near Cincinnati. She was found in a hotel room in Florida with a man from Tennessee, but they had already arrested a man from New York for having relations and talking to her and picking her up on a couple of different occasions. That's a twisty case. So even more twisty about it is the man that's at the center, the guy that we don't know his name. I heard his last name and I need to, it's something that it's not, you don't hear it every day. And I have to figure out, where was that article? This one right here. I have it right here. Okay. So we'll listen. Is this the same one? No, I don't think so. Let me see. No, when was this one? March 19th. This one was from March 19th. So I'll play this one first and then we'll play the other one. But they're saying that they are the guy that from Tennessee, that he has other victims maybe linked to him. And I was like, what? So that's why I kept this pinned, because I was going to show this to you guys. But I'll play it here now. If you guys don't mind, will you take a second and hit the like button? If there is a certain case that we cover on the channel and you're like, hey, I want an update in that case, let me know and I'll look it up for you guys. Just put like some stars beside your name or something. That way I know. Yeah. Now, where was this one at? Jeez, oh, I've had it pinned. That's why.
After a month-long,
I think this is the same. It's like the same lady. It is. Okay. So I'm just going to unpin this and play it.
Search, 16-year-old Madison Fields was found safe inside a hotel room in Putnam County, Florida. Now nearly a week after the FBI located the Coleraine teen, a spokesperson in the Bureau's D.C. office is confirming new details about the man they say she was with. WLWT Investigates has learned his last name is Negron. The FBI has not released his
Negron. Now, that's not a name that you hear very often. I'm just saying.
His full identity, but confirms he is currently in an undisclosed location in Tennessee, where he is from. Agents also uncovered a previous case from 2024 linking Negron to another teenage girl. According to the FBI, Negron had been under investigation for transporting a 17-year-old from Texas across state lines for sex. But at the time, local prosecutors did not file charges.
How are you? How you doing? Good. I'm good.
Back in Putnam County, Florida, where Madison was found, we have learned investigators there are also dealing with another missing teen case.
16? What's your name, young lady? Your name?
Deputies made this traffic stop 5 days before finding Madison. Inside the car, a 16-year-old girl reported missing from North Carolina.
Who's that young lady to you?
That's my friend.
That's your friend.
I met her.
That's what they all say. That's my friend. No, she's not. She is not old enough to consent to be your friend, bruh. She's 16. And this cop, I mean, good for this cop. because a lot of cops may not ask. They may just assume that's his daughter or his sister, or do you know what I mean? Like, I'm good for this cop.
In Charlotte. How old are you? You're 37 and you're friends with a 16-year-old girl?
Joshua
Now that guy's 37 and I'm 28. Okay. He be lying on his license. 37, my butt.
McGrath was arrested and charged with interference in child custody and drug crimes. Investigators have not said if that case is in any way connected to Madison's. And getting back to Madison's disappearance, FBI Director Kash Patel did release a statement to me today saying, in part, our Cincinnati, Nashville, and Jacksonville field offices, working with local partners, as well as our incredible hostage rescue team, all did outstanding work in this case and no doubt saved lives. Reporting live tonight in Colerain Township, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
And Karen, these cases have so many layers to them. Do you know what kind of charges Negron is facing, and will he even be charged here?
You know, I asked the FBI spokesperson that, and they're not commenting in this moment. I can tell you that they are still in the process of analyzing some of the evidence that was collected. They did do a search warrant at his home in Tennessee. I also know that the FBI has been in communication this week with the U.S. Attorney's Office out of the Cincinnati area. So I do expect charges to be filed eventually here in Southern Ohio.
Karen Johnson reporting live for us there.
So I guess we just got to wait it out and see who this, if that's the guy from Tennessee, or if that's just another missing persons case. That's what it looks like. I don't think that's the guy that they have from Tennessee per se, but was the guy Kyle Lawrence from New York working with the guy from Tennessee? Were they working together? I'm sure that there's interstates that go up and come down that, maybe what is it, 23? May, I don't know. I think it may. I know it's like a pipeline. Pearl. I know, I'm like, Kash Patel's here. I'm like, he'd really be putting himself out there. So the next thing I wanted to show you, this is weird. Okay, so this is weird. Do you remember how in the Caleb Flynn case and Ashley Flynn, we read over the documents and it said on there, and I should have pulled them up, but it said something to the effect of murder by killing of somebody or unborn child. And we all thought, well, I thought, because I can't speak for y'all, but I thought because she had been pregnant. I didn't know. When I looked it up under Ohio code the first time, it said, no, it wouldn't put that under that code. It would say, murder, of another human being, and it would list that the baby separate. Well, then I'm looking around and then I get all this different information. So then I hear that, then we saw on here, I checked, remember that night, the other night I checked, and it said that it could say that in Ohio. And I was like, well, okay. First website tells me, no, it won't say that. A second website says it could say that. Well, now all of a sudden I'm seeing articles like this one. I saw this today. This is from 2 days ago. I think we covered this 2 days ago. So now I'm not sure if she is or if she was or not. I didn't think that she was, because we read, can you when you put that down on court document, that she would be pregnant with child. I'm about to look that up. Actually, it's right here. Hold on. This is his jail one, I think. And then someone else was like, well, then he'd have more than one murder on there. And I'm like, well, he does now. He has 4. So could it be true that she was pregnant? That wouldn't, that would explain some stuff. But yeah, it just says here, American Idol alum Caleb Flynn indicted for murder of pregnant wife. I was like, what? And then also the Dayton Daily News, I believe it was. They ran it also, but you have to pay to subscribe for them. And I'm Dayton Daily News. I mean, I would probably get a lot of news. But it just says a former contestant on the reality TV series American Idol has been formally indicted on charges that he murdered his wife and unborn child. Let's get to the point where it's like, okay, so right here. After an extensive investigation, investigators said they believe that Caleb Flynn staged the burglary and killed the victim himself. Ashley Flynn was pregnant at the time of her death, and Caleb Flynn faces charges for the murder of the unborn child as well. Now, that could be because there are 4 counts on there. And I mean, that's, Ohio be giving you a lot of counts. Like, he's got murder. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Actually, they dismissed these. So they dismissed the first 5 because they went ahead and they were tacking them back on down here. So aggravated murder, murder. So that's 4. 2 felonious assaults, 3 tampering with evidence, and 2 intimidation of the victims at a crime scene. And that was, or like crime scene. I think there was something else too, but I think those are for his daughters. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking. And we knew that he was charged with these. We were just waiting on him to be charged. We saw this. Like, how long ago was that? Like a month or 2 months ago? I mean, it was a while ago that we saw these other charges. And we were like, I was like, have they not told him? Like, because we know. Does he know? But his arrest date was on 3/19 at 8:38 in the morning. Or I'm sorry, 2/19. I don't know why I said 3/19. Arrest date. I don't know why. Yeah, it should be 2/19. That's weird. Why did they? Man, they did that before. They had his stuff wrong. Oh, maybe they put okay, maybe that's why, because they put on the other charges then. That's what it was. See, 3/19. Okay, 3/19. That's why. Okay, because before they did have his booking date and his arrest date it was the same date. It was the date that this homicide took place on this the 16th, and I was like, that's weird. So they did fix that. Okay. So let's see. Caleb Flynn goes back to court now March 30th. It was supposed to be March 26th, but they changed the date because he now has all these other charges on his record, and they need to, I guess, go through the evidence that they have on him. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. They said they needed some more time. So this one's Flynn. We were on Madison. We're just doing a couple few here and there. And then I did want to tell you more about Aaliyah Henderson's due date back from court. I forgot to tell you that at the end of when we were talking about the 2 little Cleveland girls. They were only 8 and 10. She's 28 years old. And I don't understand the daughter the other kid being there and being like, fine. I don't know if you guys saw, I posted the body cam of them arresting her. It was like 3 minutes, 4-minute video. And she says in there, if you hear her when she's coming outside under the blanket, like she's a celebrity or something, she says, I'm scared. That I was heated after I heard that. I was like, what did you just say? You're scared? What about your kids that you murdered, allegedly, and put across the street? I mean, it's just crazy. So then we have, we were talking about the case of Jimmy Gracie. The other day, we found out that they had found his body. I did a video on it, that they found his body in the water right there by the bar. The bar is right up by the water, and there is like a gate that goes around it, like one of those like wooden kind of like little gates but apparently that didn't stop him from going in that direction. So it was saying, that at first it could be like drug related. They still haven't done I don't think toxicology, but I think they have. They probably have it back. Maybe they might. I don't know. So the police may know that, and that's why they're like, it's definitely an accident, and he fell into the water. So, it's just, I still have questions. I still have like lingering questions. So police have concluded that the death of a 20-year-old University of Alabama student on holiday in Spain was an accident, citing footage showing him falling into the ocean the night he went missing. According to the newspaper El País, I don't know how to say that. Security camera footage from the early morning hours Tuesday showed James Paul Gracie walking alone towards the dock area at Port Olympic from before falling into the water without anyone stepping in. Okay, so he's walking alone towards the dock. Gracie, a junior studying accounting at the University of Alabama, had gone to the Shoko nightclub located at the water at Port Olympic on Monday night. He was last seen leaving the club with someone at approximately 3 a.m. Tuesday. His family declared him missing when he'd failed to return to the rental he was staying in. That's another thing. If he left with somebody, where did they go, like, separate ways? And if they went separate ways, and let's say it was a girl or guy, whatever, they see him going towards the ocean, right? Like, see you later, man. See you later, or whatever. He goes towards the ocean. This other person probably goes away from the ocean. Wouldn't he be like, hey, Jimmy, where you going, bro? Or, hey, Jimmy, what you doing, Jimmy? Like, especially if they're local, like a local to the area, right? That's what I don't get about someone being with them. Gracie, a junior studying accounting at the University of Alabama, had gone to the Shoko nightclub located off the water. I already read that, didn't I? By Thursday, I can't even say that. Let's see if it'll tell me how to say it.
Masas
Dia Esquadra began searching for Gracie in the water along Somorosto Beach near Port Olympic, initially finding his wallet floating in the water. Police subsequently found Gracie in about 13 feet of water. Man, that's not a lot at all. That's sad. That's not a like, I mean, and when he went in, did he go in at 13 feet? Or did he go in at like 4 feet and he drifted out? I don't know. I wonder. So a statement to the Associated Press, that person, the spokesperson said, all signs point to Gracie's death being accidental. In the report, police also disclosed how they were able to get a hold of Gracie's phone, a controversial point that led many online sleuths to believe that he might have been harmed. Specifically, the Barcelona City Police had picked up a pickpocket in the area who claimed to have found a phone. Oh, damn. So someone picked his pocket at the bar, probably. Because that's where I put my phone, my back pocket, right? Oh, you dirty scoundrel. Now, I wonder, right? If he would have had his phone that night, would this have happened? Right? I just wonder. Because I wonder if he just made a right instead of a left out of the bar. He did a zig instead of a zag. I don't know. Especially if you're not used to, he was on vacation. It wasn't like he lived there, right? Wow. It says upon checking the contacts on the phone, probably called mom. I used to always call if people leave their phone, and this was before codes when I worked at this place. When I worked as a server, people would leave their phone all the time. I'm like, why are people leaving their phone? So I'd always call mom in the contacts. There's always a mom usually. Usually. When I was, that age there was. So, A pickpocket took his phone, and the Barcelona police discovered it belonged to Gracie. The officers do not know if the young man lost it or if it was stolen, but they believe it was unrelated to Gracie's subsequent fall in the sea. Yeah, maybe no. I guess we'll never know. Now, do I think that pickpocket just found that phone? Hell no. He picked that pocket and got that phone. Originally from Elmhurst, Illinois, a suburb outside of Chicago, Gracie was set to fly back home Saturday. He was set to graduate from UA next year. The University of Alabama community is heartbroken to learn of the death of Jimmy Gracie. UA officials said in a statement Thursday, Jimmy's loss is deeply felt across our campus. Our condolences are with the Gracie family during this devastating time. Gracie's family has released the following statement. Our family is heartbroken as we confirm that Jimmy's body has been recovered in Barcelona. Jimmy was deeply loved. He was a deeply loved son, grandson, brother, nephew, cousin, and friend, and our family is struggling to come to terms with this unimaginable loss. He had a girlfriend too. Very pretty, very pretty. Very sad. We are profoundly grateful for this outpouring of love, support, and prayers from the people around the world. So many helped to share Jimmy's story and bring his life to light so that others may know him. We also sincerely appreciate the continued support and coordination of the local authorities and the U.S. consulate as we work to better understand the circumstances surrounding this tragedy. As we navigate this painful time, we kindly ask for privacy so that we can grieve together and begin to process his loss as a family. An autopsy is set to take place Friday at the Institute of Legal Medicine in Catalonia to determine how Gracie died. So, what is it? It's actually Saturday or Sunday there now, right? Because they're 6 hours ahead of us. So it's like 1 a.m. there, 2 a.m, 4 a.m, something like that. I've never had a pickpocket, but I've seen it on like TV, but I had never like seen anybody actually do it like real life. But then again, I did see one. So this would, I'll give us a palate cleanser and tell a funny story. We were going to Philadelphia, and my mom, we had stopped at like one of those places along the what's it called? It's like one of those places along the tolls, like I don't know, the Ohio Turnpike. Yeah, Ohio Turnpike. So we're going there through the Ohio Turnpike, and my mom, we stopped to get like snacks and like go to the bathroom, and she sees this fake money, and it's like a roll of money, and her and my aunt are laughing about it, and she's like, "Wouldn't it be nice to have this much money?" And they're laughing, and my mom's like, "I'm gonna buy it," and my mom would never like buy something like that. It was just weird. But she's like, "I'm going to buy this." She bought it. She stuck it in her purse and she forgot about it. So then we stopped, and we stopped at this place, and it had like games and stuff. And I wanted to play a game. Of course, I wanted to play a game. It was called Claw Game or something. So my mom set her purse down for 2 seconds, turned away to put the quarters in for me. And there was these young, I guess like these young kids there. I don't remember what they looked like, but I remember like the ending of the story. So there was these like young kids, I guess, around my mom. My mom said they were like kind of giggling and stuff, and she didn't understand why, like after a few minutes, right? So they leave, and my mom goes to grab something out of her purse, and she notices that money's missing. And her and my aunt knew exactly who took it at that point, and they lost it. They thought it was hilarious because they were like, they are going to be so mad when they find out that's fake money, because it was only like the first couple of bands were like, looked like real money, but you could tell it was fake money. I'm sure it was in the 90s. This was like 90s. I was so young. I was just a little tot. But yeah, my mom, she really showed them guys. She really did. I was like, go mom. But yeah, she told me the story like later on, like about the whole, like them laughing. And I remember them laughing in the car about something being funny and I not getting it. And then, but I don't remember the kids behind us because I was too busy playing the game. You know what I mean? So I was like, I just want to play the game, play the claw game. So there's no court date for Aaliyah. She was indicted on 26 charges. So sorry if my cup was loud. $2 million bond, one for each of the aggravated murders. And it says the next, following the grand jury indictment, she will be arraigned. She's already been indicted. So she'll be arraigned in Chattahooga County Common Pleas Court, but the specific date has not been announced. And I think that's about like 4 hours from me or something. And just to let you know, every light came on my car today. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. It's going to happen. Like, it was bad. They're still on. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with it. We'll figure it out. So I'm going to dig into the Ashley Flynn stuff. I'm going to pull up the documents again next time we go live and see what they actually say. Like I mean, I wish I would save everything to like my little folders like I'm supposed to, but I have ADHD. Like I'll sit here and I'll try to do I'm going to get myself organized. And I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, I could be doing this or that, or, do you guys get like that? It's just me. I want to see if there was anything new. So Keon King, he's the suspect, charged with murdering 23-year-old Kata Scott. She left work one night right after going in for a shift, and then she was never seen again until, a couple of days later, they found her body partially in a partial grave, I guess. And they are now talking about going on to trial because they know who they think that they allege they know who did this to her. And that's Keon King. And he's actually been in trouble before with other women that he's dated for for beating them up or trying to get into their house, trying to break in, knocking on the door, looking like creepy guy. I mean, there's video of it. I don't know what she was doing with him. I wish I did. But Kata was last seen on October 4th, 2025, at the Chestnut Hill. It was like trying to get my words tonight, a retirement home. And that's where she worked. And she had just started working there a couple weeks before. So when she left that night, I kind of thought, well, maybe she left because people were being mean to her or pressuring her, I didn't think it would be this. But Keon King was arrested and charged with kidnapping, murder, robbery, and abuse of a corpse. Investigators used digital evidence, text messages, and surveillance video to link King to the crime. And we don't have a whole lot of information on him. I wonder when he's going back to court. Let's see. They usually will tell me. So formal arraignment was on February 23rd, following a preliminary hearing on February 2nd. And then next court date, well, it was for February 23rd, 2026, but it says held for trial on all charges after a 5-hour preliminary hearing. Murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, abuse of corpse, and tampering with evidence. Defense attorney Robert Gainberg argued against the evidence presented according to this YouTube video. I guess a YouTube video about it. Oh, it's just this guy. Well,
For 2 weeks, authorities diligently
Very good.
looked for the young woman, conducting
I just realized it wasn't even on. I was like, what the heck? I don't know if you guys could even hear that. Sorry, guys.
heard enough for this case to head to trial.
Sorry,
Much
Reagan.
of the evidence presented today we learned about during the initial investigation, but prosecutors say that while detectives were conducting an extensive search for Kata, hoping to find her alive, Keon King was here at the Criminal Justice Center for a court appearance just hours after he allegedly buried her body. With her name written across his jacket, Kata Scott's father, Kevin, left the Criminal Justice Center late this afternoon after coming face to face with the man accused of murdering his 23-year-old daughter.
The Kata Scott family is continuing to grieve. In fact, their grief is unimaginable, but so is their commitment for finding and maintaining accountability for this.
Prosecutors spent about 5 hours laying out evidence they say connects 21-year-old King to both the disappearance and death of Scott in a case that received national attention. The Philadelphia woman went missing on October 4th of last year, shortly after arriving to her job at an assisted living facility in Chestnut Hill. On the witness stand, her coworker told the court she saw her leave the building shortly after she arrived and that Kata was on the phone saying, "I can't believe you called me," and that she sounded very upset. Prosecutors allege Scott was on the phone with King and that she left work to meet him around 10 p.m. and was murdered sometime after. For 2 weeks, authorities diligently looked for the young woman, conducting searches at the Aubrey Arboretum in Germantown, an abandoned middle school across the street where they found her phone case and debit card. Scott's body was eventually found in a shallow grave on the grounds of the school's property on October 18th after an anonymous tip led detectives there for a second time.
Basically, what they did was they went out and checked the field. The other cadets come out. Remember the cadets, they all came out and they checked. Well, they had a tip, I guess, from somebody. Well, they're watching the news and they're like, you didn't find her. Go back out there. She's out there. And so whoever this person is that, called in this tip is very aware of what happened to Kata. You know what I mean? If they knew her body, exactly where her body would be found, I don't know if it was the person that was seen with Keon in like the parking lot. Remember, there was like 2 cars, they said. I don't know. I'm wondering if there's another suspect that's helping them. Because if I would try to get ahead of this. This is murder. You better be talking.
Prosecutors allege King and an unknown individual moved her body from the trunk of a vehicle less than 2 days after her murder and then burned the vehicle after she was
Right? See?
buried.
Maybe.
Much of today's testimony focused on cell phone and internet data. A homicide detective showed evidence he says connects King's phone and online accounts to Scott's place of work the night she disappeared, the Arboretum where her phone pinged, and the school where she was ultimately discovered. King's family and his attorney left without speaking today, but in court, Robert Gamberg argued the prosecution presented evidence involving a phone not subscribed to his client or anyone, adding, "What you don't have is anything connecting this defendant to the death of Miss Scott." King is due back in court for his formal arraignment on February 23rd. That is when we are told he is expected to plead not guilty. Live outside the Criminal Justice Center in Center City.
Let's see. That was like the most recent thing I think I saw. When's he supposed to be back? Will head to trial, a judge ruled on Monday. This is February 2nd. Okay. It's formal arraignment 23rd. That's where it's okay. Well, what about after the 23rd? Like, did they continue it? I wonder. Let's see about this one. At 9 a.m. on Monday, the hearing is set to take place. And that was the same date, too. That's February 2nd, 2026. I don't know. Oh my God. Wait, 6 days ago. Let's see. This is like, okay, never mind. I thought it was like going to show me someone's TikTok, but it showed me like all the TikToks. That's what we just watched. Okay, that's weird. Out for trial. Let's see what this is.
Detail records that they say tied King's phone to the movements of his car and to key locations connected to Kata's death, including where she worked and where she was last seen the night she disappeared, and to the crime scene. The defense argued that none of that tied King to Kata's death, but a judge ultimately disagreed. After an emotional 5-hour preliminary hearing, 23-year-old Kata Scott's father and other family members left the courthouse without commenting after a judge ruled that her accused killer, Keon King, will head to trial on all charges. Kata's father, Kevin, wearing a jacket with her name, their attorney speaking on their behalf.
Today,
That's sad. That's really sad, you know? Oh, thanks, Lorna. They never charge others involved. I think that the other ones that they remember they had like a few people. I think that they're all two of them that one of the guys and one of the girls. I think all of the guys there's like 5 people were like arrested. I think they all flipped. Yeah, I really do. Because I know that like 2 of them were released. I don't know if the other 2 were. But isn't that something? Like, that's something. Oh, look at this. March 13th. I don't know if we might have, because it looks like I clicked on this. I think we have seen this, but I'm going to show you again. So Kyle Long is on, we've been waiting to see if a grand jury was going to indict him on the murder of his wife, Rachel. And it says here, if you guys remember, she was the one that supposedly stabbed herself 17 times or something. It says here, a Madison County grand jury. Oh, let me share the tab with you. That might help. Has indicted Kyle Long on 2 counts. We're going to be busy. Murder and aggravated murder and the death of his wife, Rachel Long. Because I remember we read the all the paperwork. The indictment was handed down on Thursday, March 12th. Long is currently incarcerated at the Tri-County Regional Jail on $1.5 million bond. An arraignment has been scheduled for March 23rd at 9 a.m. in Madison County Court of Common Pleas. Long, 35, was arrested and charged with murder on March 4th after a months-long investigation into the death of Rachel Long, who owned a grooming business. According to the criminal complaint, Kyle Long called deputies on October 23rd, 2025, to report his wife had died by suicide. When deputies arrived, Kyle said his wife went into their bedroom while he was watching TV in another room. That's a lie. He said he was at his desk working. Kyle says he heard laughing and then screaming. When he checked on his wife, he alleges she was stabbing herself in the face and neck. Well, that's wrong because he said he was at the desk doing work. Maybe that was another, story he did, but I know that's what it said. In a 911 call, Long said, "My wife just stabbed herself. There's no pulse, blood all over the place." And he didn't try to do CPR. Like, she was even asking, "Do you want to try CPR? Do you want to try CPR? Do you want to try it?" Like, yeah, the 911 call was something else. He's accused of stabbing Rachel, his wife, to death. Long maintained that his wife committed suicide. Oops. When Kyle was interviewed a second time, detectives say he made statements that were not consistent with statements made on the day of the incident. Detectives also revealed evidence collected on the day of Rachel's death indicated where there was some sort of struggle between Rachel and Kyle, with the knife wounds found on his wife's hands appearing to be a result of self-defense. Ever since we responded to the residents up there, investigated this as suspicious from the beginning. Mr. Long was the only person in the residence, Madison County Sheriff John Swaney said. So there's that. If you're the only person in the house with her, you're the only, that's not a good look. So we did Madison. We did Jimmy. We did Ashley Flynn. I'm just seeing which ones. We did Aaliyah. We did this one. And then I wonder. Actually, let's go over here. It says here. It says here, Nancy Guthrie update. This is from the 20th. Pima County Sheriff's Department says DNA analysis is ongoing and authorities have no new images of the masked suspect. It says Nancy Guthrie update. Investigators are looking into the reports of suspicious activities in her neighborhood. You are just now looking at those reports? What? We're like 40 some days in. Closer to 50. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing really over there? Are you y'all right? You need me to come in and help? I will. $505 to get me there on a plane. Oh, there goes the other dog tearing up her bed. It's usually the other dog. No, Mia. Mia. I don't even know their names.
Nancy Guthrie case is facing a massive recall effort as frustrated local demand answers.
I'm looking for people to help us out, get involved, go out and get signatures. Let's get the sheriff out of office and get someone in there that we can feel confident in.
So Arizona congressional candidate Daniel Gutierrez told
I bet
Fox
that guy is
that he already has 500
I bet that guy isn't even from Arizona.
volunteers who are collecting signatures to replace Sheriff Chris Nanos. Meanwhile, the FBI is reportedly zeroing in on evidence from 2 dates in the days before the 84-year-old disappearance, January the 11th and the 24th. Retired NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor Paul Murrow was on the ground in Tucson when Nancy Guthrie first went missing. He's also the host of the weekly Rap Sheet on Fox Nation, and he joins us now. Paul, what do you make of all these developments? You know, they're not happy with the sheriff, but does this help us get Nancy back home?
Well, I think the most hopeful thing, Lawrence, is the information about the 2 dates. Now, we don't know what that indicates, obviously, but the most hopeful read on it is that they're looking at somebody and they're trying to place that person or persons in the vicinity at that hour on those dates to see if, in fact, they can begin to work backwards from that. Less hopeful is, let's say they have something in the forensics, likely the digital forensics, either something from the camera or something from the cell towers, that shows some kind of unusual activity that they're trying to hone in on. Also could be a good lead, but not necessarily something as good as, let's say, okay, we're starting to focus on somebody and we're trying to put that person in that area.
So, Paul, initially,
I mean, look at this guy.
Said that.
I mean, he's this guy is no, you know, like, I can't even put into words because I just saw this. Look at this. Famous game show host Bob Barker passes away at 99. I just lost my train of thought when I saw that. Why am I having a Mandela effect moment? Like I thought that guy died a while back, but I guess he didn't. I really did think that Bob Barker died before now. But why do they have 2 new key dates? Well, I mean, why are we just not getting these? This makes no sense to me at all. This whole case.
Nancy Guthrie wasn't targeted. He's now saying this.
Let me turn up.
We believe we know why he did this, and we believe that it was targeted, but we're not 100% sure of that. And so it'd be silly to tell people, yeah, don't worry about it. You're not his target.
But you did.
Think for a minute that because it happened to the Guthrie family, you're safe.
What do you make of
But you did say that on the first press conference when asked.
that?
Yeah, the biggest problem for this sheriff in terms of his communications, aside from the somewhat shambolic nature of the first 2 press conferences, is his lack of consistency.
Right.
The fact that he seems to be telling different news agencies different stories or different perceptions of where the case is going just doesn't lead to confidence. And unfortunately for him, there's also the problem that he seems to have lost a lot of his cops. There's no shortage of police officers coming forward and detectives on background, et cetera, coming out and saying that they don't have confidence in his leadership. And there really does seem to be a contentious relationship there. Once you've lost that, it's very, very difficult to get it back. Now, look, I want to be fair. It is a very easy reflex. And Lawrence, you and I were out in Idaho for the Koberger case a lot. And you remember the atmosphere out there. We both dealt with that, right? Everybody said, this is not getting solved. These guys don't know what they're doing. And the two of us stuck our chins out and said, that's not the atmospheric we're getting. And ultimately it was solved. So I don't know that his missteps were or are the reason this thing hasn't been brought in yet. They could be. But I think the biggest missteps here, and there have been a few undoubtedly, is the public confidence in him and in the investigation.
Paul, such a good point. I guess I would say the one difference from our experience on the ground in Idaho is that the cops on the ground were quiet. They didn't give us anything. And because they were secretly working. And I think he has confused people by the missteps and the different comments. Hopefully we can get Nancy home. That's what we're all praying for. Paul, it's good to see you, brother.
I mean, yeah. Where the heck is she, you know? How many days are we on? I don't even know. I like, no, I mean, I stopped kind of counting because it's just been so many days. Is it like 48 or something? 50? I know it's been a lot. What? Okay, so 5 hours ago, it says the neighbor from a few doors down from Nancy Guthrie approached people sitting outside Nancy's last night because, yeah, I mean, that's creepy, and asked, and asked them to move. Well, yeah, she's going to run over them. She said Nancy isn't even here. And when she was asked more about this, she said she has been taken away. She is not here. She is far away. She was also asked why she didn't approve or provide footage of that night. Is this jail or? Okay, let's see. Let's see who's. Okay, let's see who this is, because we'll be able to tell by the voices, I'm sure. So this is that person coming up. They already have their cameras ready. Look at this. Why? Because a car is going by? I swear, if I lived in that neighborhood and somebody had their cell phone or their camera pointed at me when I was driving by, I would stop the car too. I would. That's creepy. Are they lighting your path home?
Okay, God bless you.
All I heard was God bless you.
In front of your house. I'm gonna pray for you, man. We're gonna.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
And she just said, what if people were sitting out in front of your house every day? Like she's just like explaining herself.
What if your mother was missing? Would you be upset that people were parked out here?
Will you be upset
If your
that
mother,
we're looking for your mom?
Juanita, please. If your mother was missing, wouldn't you want people out here concerned or looking for your mother?
Missing right here.
She what?
She is not missing right here.
What do you mean?
She is not here. Where is she?
Nancy's missing.
Everyone knows that.
Away from here? How do you know this?
Because everyone knows that, you jackass. Everyone knows that she's not. Yeah, she's hiding in the walls. We're just trying to antagonize this woman.
So where is she?
She is far away from here.
And you know this for a fact, right?
How do you know it?
Be realistic, ma'am. I'm sorry for yelling at you, but be realistic.
In front of your house. All right. It's very upsetting. We are upset about this. We're here every day.
Yeah, you should be more upset about the woman that was abducted from her own house. That's what you should be more concerned about.
She is allowed to feel that. This is disgusting. This woman is allowed to feel however she feels. This is her neighborhood too. And just because she didn't go missing or she doesn't know the Guthries, or she, you know what I mean? She's not stopping and giving flowers every day. Doesn't mean she didn't take her flowers down there and pay her respects, but she probably doesn't want these guys sitting outside in her neighborhood. That's creepy. It is creepy to me. Just imagine this. You're sitting on the ground like this in the dead of night, guys. There's not one street light. Not one. There's not a one. So they're sitting in the pitch black darkness. Doing this. Oh, you got something to say? Oh, what would you do if this was your mom? Like, I mean, seriously, the only lights are her headlights. They have an ordinance out there. No lights because they want to see the beautiful night sky. So they're literally sitting on the ground or in their little chair, probably not even in a chair, because they have to carry that with them because they can't park on the street. Remember, they can't park there anymore. So they're just sitting there with their phones. I mean, it's just weird to me. Like, you could be doing so much more. Take a rest. No one's coming tonight. And wake up in the morning and find out where the search parties are and go search. Go put flyers out. I don't know, Lorna. I wonder if they're supposed to be out there. Well, I can look it up if it'll say anything. Because I mean, I don't think you can really like say no. I mean, you can. It doesn't say. Let me go in like the AI mode. Hey, Araya, what are you doing, weirdo? Okay, so it says just as of the March 21st, it's mostly dissipated. While journalists and streamers are not strictly prohibited from the public area, significant restrictions are now in place to prevent them from sitting at the property. So by sitting, I think like no parking zones, it says, barricades, no trespassing signs, and neighborhood please. A sign placed at the house specifically asks the media to provide the neighborhood space to process, heal, and gather in privacy. Are you kidding? Is it really? And they couldn't even do that for them? Sitting out there just streaming every damn day? Yeah, the no trespassing signs are up, but they're allowed to be on the other side of the road. Those are on, that's Nancy Guthrie's house that they're on. They're not on the other side of the road, though. That's where they were all set up. And then they were going to move the staging area down a little bit. I don't know if they ever ended up moving it down or not, but wow. Well, Brian Enton's out of there, isn't he? Or did he go back? I think he left. And then JLR left. I think he's been taking calls out of his house, his mom's house. Who else? I don't know the other guy that was there. I think he's still there streaming. It would be like watching paint dry. Just sitting there in the hot. They're having like record temperatures out there too right now. I forgot. I heard that earlier. So, I mean, just, oh my God. Imagine what the smell would be like. I'm sorry, but those reporters and some of them people be not taking a shower like they should be. Like journalists, YouTubers mostly, probably. Brian's back home, I figured. So yeah, can't be there anymore, I guess. Well, I knew that no vehicles they're not allowed to be there. No vehicles, but they're allowed to be there. You can't tell the public that you can't technically tell them no. They sat up in Simon Quinton's house. I mean, for how long? 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, I think it was. Yeah, we watched it. Watched that shit show. So yeah, Brian was like, I'm going back home. I need to be on the air. I need to be where it's cool. He's probably like, wow, Lorna. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful there where she lives. Her home is gorgeous. Her home is beautiful. I've never been to Arizona. I've always wanted to go though. But I know it's super hot and I don't do well in the heat, so I probably wouldn't like that part. Could go in the winter. I don't think we have a lot of people from Arizona here. So I think that's all the cases I was going to go over with you guys. There was nothing. I was looking on X, but I don't think that there was anything. I did see something funny earlier. I should have saved it. I don't. Oh, there's more video of the meteor in Texas. I guess there was a meteor in Texas also. Were they just falling from the sky? Meteor explodes over Houston. What the hell? 4:40 Central Time. Just stay over there. I mean, because we have one like Upper Ohio, like Northern Ohio or something. Upper Ohio. Does anybody call it Upper Ohio? No. No one's ever called it Upper Ohio, ever. I don't know why I made that up. I'm at Northern Ohio. Well, good around October. See, that could be a good time for me because October is my birthday. My birthday month. Oh, my dog's back here snoring. Oh my God, she's cuddling with that pillow and she never does. It's the other dog that does. She's got her head around it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about you. She's gray, so she blends in with the bed. She looks just kind of like you can't even really see her. And the other one, you can't see her at all. She's hiding. Oh yeah, and the cat, I left the door open, like you can't tell, but I left it like to where if he wanted to push it in, he could. Because he was playing with me earlier. Like he wanted to come in and then he didn't, and then he wanted, and then he didn't. And I'm like, oh, what you want? I fed him dinner, I gave him treats, pet him. I think he misses Vincent. My brother lives close to Tombstone. Oh, does reenactments? That would be so cool to see. I would like to see that. The vigilante days. Oh, I bet that is so cool. That would be very cool, Lorna. My brother doesn't do reenactments, but he builds stuff. He builds a lot of things. He's a welder. It was just his birthday the other day. Oh, and remember the other day when I said that, I was like, I said something about my brother's birthday and that I love him or whatever. He texted me after my live and he said, thank you. So he was listening. So if you're listening now, you can text me again and say thank you again, because it's sweet getting text from your brother. Wyatt Earp and an old drunk. That'd be fun. Or you could play one of those girls that were like the working ladies. The oldest job in the land. I bet that's fun though. Like, you can reenact and just like get out of yourself, like get out of your own mind for a few hours. Like whenever they do it, that's fun. Yeah, it was really nice of him. It was real nice. I was surprised. Because it was just a random live, So I'm like, oh, he listens to me. My sister-in-law's probably like, what are you listening to? He's probably like, my sister. That'd be cute. He's a good brother. He's 8 years, almost 9 years older than me. So I've always literally looked up to him, literally and figuratively, because he's taller than me also. That's funny. For your wedding. Oh, I bet you that was cool. That's cool. My brother, if I ever do get married, I told him he has to walk me down the aisle. He has no choice. I said, we'll look great. And I'll finally be able to pick a cool song, because he wouldn't let me pick a cool song for his. Just kidding. I wanted to go down to this certain rap song. He was like, no, not happening. I'm like, damn it. Well, I'm going to jump off here. My dog is back to snoring back there. 1 minute she's awake. Next minute she's snoring. but I'll be on tomorrow sometime. I may be on the second channel throughout the day. Just make sure you're notified. And if not, I'll be over here and we'll talk about one of the cases that we have. We do have Michael McKee going to court April the 16th. And then we do have Caleb Flynn's next court date, March the 30th. So those two I will be at. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring. And I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just